We've said, haven't we, that most people are controlled by external influences. These come from like the media, from your family, from education, and from your friends, your own peer group. Well, this puts a shell round you which limits your perceived potentials of yourself. It limits what you think you can do. So because of this, we can join external resources. We can look into other ways of thinking, like the esoteric philosophy that is behind this course, the Western mystery wisdom tradition. The aim of this is to free ourselves from these limits that's been given to us. And we've already started on this process, down this path of freedom, by setting goals, which we've done, and by building visualizations around the goals. So we've done those. We've completed the visualization, and now we've passed it into subconsciousness, which we're going to trust to perform the outcome. But that is exactly what we have to do. We have to now trust, relax, and wait for feedback. Do not, whatever you do, try and predetermine how this will be fulfilled. Because, let's face it, we all have limited knowledge of the universe, don't we? It's a natural phenomenon. So what does have total knowledge of the universe, if not the universe itself, the one thing that subconsciousness is part of? So that's the reason why we should pass our goals to the universe and let the universe come up with whatever answers it is. It might come up with something we've never even thought of, things that just shoot in from left field. A small example. Let's say we thought, I'm going to go to London on the train today. That's my goal. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to be in London. So I start looking at a train timetable and go, these are expensive, I can't afford those. Or some of these trains are full and they're all at the wrong times. So you can start worrying about how this goal is going to be achieved. And then the phone can ring and a friend might say, I'm going down to London this weekend, do you want a lift? So you haven't thought of that, it just came from nowhere. So that's it. So that's what I'm saying, when I'm saying don't be attached to the outcome. We've entered this process, let it flow. We've passed our goal into subconsciousness, now let it happen. Or become, as it's called, detached from the outcome. That's what some people call it. But always remain attached to the goal. You know where you want to be, you're just not going to get involved in how this goal is going to be achieved, how you're going to get to the goal. You're going to let the universal mind do the work. As I've said, let it flow into the river of nature and go off and do its thing and wait for it to flow back. Now remember that the main aspect of subconsciousness is that it won't evaluate what you put in. What you put in, you'll get out. So this is another reason why you should be removed from the outcome, because we don't want to give it any false notions. We might already have ideas of how we think something should work out. So if we feed that into subconscious with our thinking, that may get in the way of whatever result you would otherwise would have had. And also, an outcome can appear vague, can't it? And this can be confusing. It can also be frustrating. So relax and delegate the goal to the power that has all the resources. But always be alert. Always be watchful, because we want feedback. And this is what we're going to cover in the next video. So I'll see you there. We've done a lot of work, haven't we? So well done. So a quick recap of where we are so far. We're on our journey, aren't we? So we said we're going to set ourselves a goal, right? So we did that. Now we know that whole idea of setting ourselves a goal. And we know that's pretty much what 90% of the population never really even do. They just flow through life. And then we subtly change that goal into an intention. It's the difference between saying, I want to get A, That's what I would like to be, to say I am going to be A. And that is a subtle difference. And that intention, just doing that in itself, is quite a powerful thing. And then we thought about creating a picture and a visualization, a powerful image to pass into subconsciousness. And we made that as a powerful, colourful, bright, inspiring image. And we let that float into subconsciousness to let subconsciousness do its powerful work. And that's as far as we got. So what now? Well, now it's time to watch the results. It's time to get feedback. And feedback will come inevitably from subconsciousness. It's a natural process. The creation responds to intention and desire. This is what it does. So how will it show itself? How will you know? Well, you've got to make sure first that you're ready. You've got to be prepared for it. You've got to know this is going to happen, basically. You've got to mentally prepare yourself. You've got to make sure that your mind is open and your heart is open and responsive to anything that's coming back your direction. Because you can easily miss some subtle things. Most people do, don't they? So you've got to watch out for things like ideas that come to your mind. Little idea comes, you think, well, just a minute. That's a thought. Recognise that idea. Maybe even have a notebook. Write ideas that come to you, write them down. If you have a dream and something, you wake up and there's something's in your dream, you think, oh, that's come to me, so I'll write that down as well. Any casual thoughts as you're walking along and you just think, oh, yeah, write that down. These are all things that will be, these are the ways that things will be fed back to you from subconsciousness. Now that you're starting to live a more authentic life, and by that I mean living more in conjunction with nature, more in conjunction with natural law, these natural things will flow to you. There are very powerful events that happen to you, coincidences. You've all seen this. A phone will ring just as you were thinking of somebody, that sort of thing, and powerful synchronicities. All these things start happening, but be ready for them and recognise them for what they are. Be receptive to them. Look for doors that open, opportunities that arise for you, people that will appear in your life or reappear in your life. Is there a reason for this? Can you build up a picture? All these things are welcome feedback that are coming from subconsciousness, coming as a result of what you've fed in. So these are what we need to look for, and these are how we'll move on. You might find that things happen naturally, and you don't, and you just find yourself the fact that things have changed, and that's great as well. But we're following the conscious progress, aren't we? This process that we're going to learn to take charge of. But I will say one thing, that as we're on the physical plane here, we have to have a certain amount of practicality. Okay, so whatever comes to us, we have to run it through a couple of tests. So that's what we'll be looking at in the next video, so I'll see you there.